Hey all, I wanted to do a really quick video on how do you actually write a recommendation letter for either it's a student or professor or somebody that you might know of. And I think that this is going to be really, really helpful for you. And it's actually pretty easy the way that I think about it. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Maslach. I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward to help you out. So there's sort of two moments or three moments within the letter recommendation, right? There's your sort of preamble thing like dear so-and-so. But then there is your first paragraph is, I want to recommend this person. Your last paragraph is, I want to recommend this person. And then the middle is the sort of traits that you are talking about this particular person, right? So we write letters of recommendation all the time. That's professors. We write them for other professors. That is like part of the practice. We have to do those. They're called letters, external letters. We also write them for students all the time. And so you actually get really good at it in terms of looking what to look for. I don't like to write things personally. I don't like to write things about individuals that are already written within the CV. So I'll just say, hey, refer to, or your resume. That's a fancy name, academic word for resume. So, I don't like to just simply say that. There's a couple of tricks that I would say is get the person that you're writing a letter of recommendation for to give you bullet points of a one-page bullet point of the things that they want you to say, something that is original or whatnot. You can always sort of rephrase these things. The second thing is to get them to, give your resume to them, or give their resume to you, and then you can sort of think about what that's going on. And then I like to be specific, right? So behaviorally, this is what actually happened. This are the key things that happen and why I'm actually recommending this thing, with this individual, why I'm actually going through and writing a letter of recommendation for them. So you need to understand you don't have to write a letter recommendation. If it's not going to be positive, don't actually do the letter recommendation. That is standard practice in academia, standard practice within the professor world. We don't write letters of recommendation unless we actually know those individuals. They just don't get written. And so you have to talk about, why, instead of writing a negative letter of recommendation, which is like awful and not fun to do, they just don't get written. You'll just not hear back. And so if you get somebody to write a letter of recommendation, it's usually somebody that sort of thinks positively about you. And so you need to go and think about, sometimes you'll write about the character of the individual, what you're thinking about. I like to be specific, and this is exactly what they did, and this is why I think this. Really detailing like that. So with some people, a roundabout view, if you don't really know them that well, a page or a half a page is totally fine. That is absolutely fine. It can be even a quarter of a page. That's really fine. You see that kind of stuff. If there is a lot of detail and everybody understands who those individuals are, you really understand them and you have to make a convincing case, then a couple of pages is really appropriate as well. So I've seen some that are like 4 or 5 pages long, totally appropriate. And it just details how you know these individuals, what they're about, what they're thinking, all those kind of things. And, all those aspects sum up to the end, whether you're going to recommend for those individuals for them to work at a particular institution. So really think about that in terms of what you're doing and where you're going to go and what you're trying to emphasize within the letter of recommendation. So it could be really dense. And I would recommend that sort of structure, that the opening, and you specifically say, I would recommend this person for your position at so-and-so. And then you write, this is the reasons why, and I'm going to talk about the reasons why, and then get into the reasons why, maybe a couple of paragraphs why, and then finally at the end, this is, I'd highly recommend for you to pursue this particular individual for these several reasons that I listed before. And then you write, best wishes or best regards at the end, sincerely, and then your name, and that's it. It's really pretty straightforward, really simple. And really don't get too far into it, like don't overthink it. Just write exactly how you know that individual, what you're thinking about. It doesn't have to be about character traits or anything like that. It could be like physically what they did, why you were impressed and what they actually did. And that's it. So simple, to the point. You're going to get a great letter recommendation every single time. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.